You could have bet Tony Ferguson and gone to sleep and not watched the fight and called the bookie and he would have paid you the next day. That's how confident I felt about Ferguson. I didn't feel that confident about McGregor, but I thought McGregor could pull something out of the hat. But then he said two things. Number one, he showed up with the whiskey. And number two, he said something very interesting. And I caught these words. He says, if you haven't seen the videos, they're on McGregor Production Company videos. Nobody takes the time to say that. All those things, they take time out of your fucking day.
It's true.
All those things take time out of your day. Then I waited for the weigh-in. I saw the New York City thing, and between you guys, it was the residual of something. He was just talking, I don't even know what was coming out when he pulled out the vodka bottle. It was something that, they said that John Jones tested for cocaine before a fight. I'm waiting for a test result to come back.
Yeah.
Because he was acting very cocaine-ish at the New York press conference. And then at the weigh-in, when he went to push his hand and he saw that Ivan Drago's hand didn't move, once 50 people were around him, he got tough and he threw that little half a fag side kick. That was the worst kick I ever seen in my life. With him 10 feet away. The kid didn't react to him. The kid was mentally prepared. The kid didn't even understand what the fuck he was saying half the time. That's what he had this defense.
Right.
He did not even know. And whenever he would open up his mouth, he doesn't know enough English to protect himself. Not to that extent, So all those things factored in. I wouldn't tell him because he's the kiss of death. I wanted to see what he liked. Because if he likes somebody, you're dead. They'll lose automatically. This guy's like,
Who did you like in the fight?
Well, I honestly didn't know. I've seen a couple of both of their fights.
I gave him the locks, and he picked an Invicta chick after I told him. This is how bad he is. This is how bad he is. Go ahead. I
didn't
gave
bet
him
on
the
Khabib.
fucking lock.
I bet on Khabib. I also thought Tanya Evinger would go over 1.5.
Yeah, you found that out that don't fucking happen. But it was all those things came into effect. So I reached out to a friend of mine who was taking some action, and I just blasted him.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And I got the over from, I just blasted. And I thought about it and I go, you never seen a boogie with a part-time job.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work out. It's not going to
So
work
what was your bet?
I had the over at 3 rounds, not 2.5, while most people had it. I had it at 3 rounds. And Khabib.
So Khabib wins after 3.
Yeah, and Khabib wins after
Beautiful.
3.
You put a lot of money down?
So Khabib and the over.
How much you put down, Joey?
A nickel on each. Just
500?
Yeah, just to take a chance.
500.
I don't bet. I don't do nothing with my life.
And you did a parlay?
No, I bet him straight. Parlays are suckers' bets.
Really?
Yeah.
I always do a parlay. I always do a safe parlay. That's every time.
That's a safe parlay, but it couldn't have been a safe parlay.
There's no such thing as a
Khabib could have taken him down in the first round.
Yeah.
I thought there was a chance. I thought Khabib would stretch him out, but I also thought there was a chance of Khabib taking him down in the first round.
Yeah. I thought Khabib was going to beat him in a decision. That was like, if you would have put gun to my head, what's going to happen in that fight? I would have said Khabib with a decision. But once again, Conor
Khabib was always going to win that fight.
Yeah, but he's a once in a lifetime type of fighter, Conor. Like, he does create those moments. So it wouldn't have been crazy if we woke up the next day and Conor knocked him out in fucking 32 seconds.
No, it wouldn't have been crazy.
It wouldn't have been.
Khabib was always going to win that fight, 100%.
And Dana,
even though I picked Conor to win on the Fox Sports thing, I don't know. Long story as to why I did that, but a guy like that, a striker against a wrestler of Khabib's level. Unfortunately, I hate to say it because my background's a striker, but a wrestler of that level will always beat a striker. And the reason why Khabib dropped him in the second round and started getting the better of him on the feet is because, and I've been there myself, you're so fucking concerned with the wrestling, okay? You're like, if I throw a punch, they're going to come underneath me. They're going to come in and grab my legs. And you're like, do I throw a punch? And you start getting super timid and sensitive. And then all of a sudden, you're waiting for a takedown. Boom, you get fucking blasted in the face because you're thinking about the takedown and you're waiting for it and then you get punched in the face, and that's what happened on Saturday night. That's why he got dropped in the third round. That's why a rematch will probably go the same way, because now not only did he have the physical and skill set advantages, he's also now got the win against him already, and he's got the psychological advantage. So yeah, that fight was always going to go down that way, in my humble opinion.
For some reason people think I don't like Conor. I like Conor. I think Conor's a great competitor. I think he's a great fighter. He's taken down some great names. But I also knew there was holes in his game.
It's fair enough. That's a fair way of putting it.
I'm a fat fuck, but I did everything growing up. Everything. 5 years ago, I walked into a jiu-jitsu studio, and they made me do a hip escape. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And I walked out of that studio, and I go, I'll never go to jiu-jitsu training ever again. And then 2 blocks away, I said, why not? Am I fucking a fool? What's the problem? It's just... And I would have anxiety on my back, and I kept going back. But something happened along the way. I acquired the respect for how long it takes to be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Takes a long fucking time. You got to do a lot of things. So when Diaz fought Conor the first time, that's what I kept thinking about. How hard it is to be a black belt, especially in that school where he's at, where they're animals. There's animals. He's up there with Melendez and Jake Shields and his brother and him. That's why I took him the first time. The second time I wasn't in Vegas, so I didn't bet it.
Yeah.
You know, this time I saw a lot of holes in his game. I saw holes in his game when he fought the boxer. When he fought the boxer, right there, I said every trainer in MMA should be bitch slapped because he nullified his left. All that shit they talk about his left, he nullified it. Boxing is a science. And he nullified it.
Massively.
And I think that he carried him for 10 rounds between you and I. He was running out of cardio in the third fucking...
Well, that's what they said. And again, a lot of people have the popular opinion that I don't like Conor. And we have the same manager. And we used to be kind of pally. These days we don't talk, but... whatever, we had a stupid fucking fallout, and now, you know, I'm a grown
things change when people get money.
Yeah, but I don't care.
And things change. Who gives a fuck? We move on.
A lot of people say, oh, you're jealous of him. It's like, hold on, let me just say this right now. There's not a single fucking man on this planet that I'm jealous of. I'm very happy being me, you know.
Don't I know it?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I don't have issues and stuff, but I've never in my life looked at one person and thought, oh, God, I wish I was him. I wish I was him. Conor's a very, very, very good fighter, but you said something before that kind of got my attention and it made me think. I mean, you know, as fighters, and Conor comes from, you know, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, from what I know, comes from a tough area of Dublin, right? And that's who he is. He's a fighter, so he fights and he talks shit because he's from that neck of the woods and he's that type of person. I'm very much the same way. When you get some success, it changes everything. Like Evander Holyfield said, it's hard to get up and run at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets, right? Things do change. But now, with the whiskey, right, that's an even bigger play. Because, you know, as a fighter, he'll always be remembered. He's definitely a legendary, one of the greats, you know, what he did. And he set the world on fire, took mixed martial arts to a new level. But that whiskey shit, if he can get that popping properly, 5 generations from now, they'll be talking about the McGregor brand of whiskey, the proper 12.
I heard the whiskey's horrific. I heard it's fucking horrific.
I've heard it's horrific.
He sold more bottles this last weekend. He already made his investment.
But he's not going to lost, so it might.
Yeah, but he's not going to get him for another bottle.
But he also
the whiskey's terrible.
I don't know anything about whiskey.
Me neither.
I'm not a whiskey drinker.
I heard from like 3 people.
I heard it's terrible as well. I wasn't going to say that, but even still, but if that can take off because of for whatever reason, then that's a legacy and you know, a level of money that fighting would never bring. You know what I'm saying? So of course now, I don't know how much money.
It's very tough to be a champion.
It's very,
it's very tough. Yeah.